Ah.
All right. Hey, y'all. And there's an actual intro I should do. Sometimes you just get into habits. All right, let me try this again.
Sure.
Welcome
Can we?
to Queer, an LGBTQ plus live entertainment discussion podcast. I'm your host, Megan, and with me is...
Phil. Me. Hi. How are you guys?
Hey, y'all. Hey, Phil. How are you doing?
Right. All right. Couple more days till school opens. Don't you? Nope. 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 Not the applause. Not the applause this time. Not this time. Not this time. Not this time. Summer
How
was too
about...
short. It was too short.
How about...
I accept that. I
Okay.
accept that. I accept that. So yeah, I got a brand new table saw that I just finished putting together, which
Ooh.
was really, really cool, except for the fact that I need a licensed electrician to plug it in.
Oh.
So right now I have the most expensive, heaviest paperweight in my shop.
I mean,
So
at least you have it though. So,
I
like, are you gonna?
guess
Is the school like scheduling for like an electrician to come out?
supposedly.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, schools do.
I mean, there is documentation saying that they are. Mhm. But yeah, how about you? How about you, Megan? How's the remote work life?
It's really nice. Um,
Mm,
being able to
how's
just walk right out and get whatever snack I want from my pantry is really nice.
hmm
Also, like I'm forced to take breaks outside because I'm working from home because
Yeah.
the dogs are very much like, all right, you're home. Can we go outside now? And the cats are very much like, oh, you're home. Can you feed me?
Yeah. Yep. How's developing Skynet? How's that coming along?
I wish it was better, but it's fine. It's going. You know, there's always ruffles when doing something new.
No, for sure, for sure. That is certainly the case. Like the fact that I have never taught with high school students in person.
Oh yeah, because last year you were all remote, right?
Yeah, like 90% of my classes were I mean, like I've worked with like with students like in person, but I'm talking like maybe like less than maybe 10
Uh,
in a class. Now I'm gonna have to work with like 30.
Man, that's a lot. And high school
Yeah.
kids, they're an interesting bunch.
They're rambunctious.
Mm-hmm.
They think
I've
they're immortal.
Yeah, they're not. They're quite. And the reason I say they're interesting, I did a hog class,
Hmm.
for about 12 total, but I think that's like two of them were teachers, for one of the schools here in Austin,
Yeah.
and they were quite the class. It was just a bit
Oh yeah.
interesting, a little bit different than even the college students. Like if I had freshmen in like a college class, it was still different.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, I will say the biggest difference for me is like, for example, I have a table saw that I have saw stop. For those of you who don't know what saw stop is, it's a table saw that has a built-in computer. Oh, that's dope.
Thanks.
Um,
Sorry, I hit the wrong button while I was moving things.
so what's it called? It has a built-in voltage meter essentially in the blade, and
Mm.
the moment that that voltage sine wave gets disrupted by something conductive, i.e., flesh, the blade sinks down into the table saw, and an aluminum brick, like an aluminum block, shoots up and like stops the blade from spinning. And
Oh,
like for
well,
those,
that's
yeah,
safe at least.
yeah. Have you ever heard of it, Megan?
I think I've heard of something like it, but I haven't played with it necessarily. My time in the shop was not as much as it should have been.
That's valid. I mean, yeah, it's a really cool, I mean, really safe now. Like that, I've gotten it. Like other, my district wants me to put that into other schools, so like they're
Oh.
taking my specs and like the stuff that I got. So that's
Hmm.
cool. But yeah, but I'm definitely not telling any of my students that it can do that. I'm totally gonna tell them that if they're not careful, they will lose a finger because they'll totally be like, "Oh, let me see."
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to do that because they will
Yeah,
take every chance they can
yeah.
to test it because that's what I would do as a kid, as a student,
Yep.
even in college, and it would just be like, yeah, let's test it. You say it can do this,
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, Mr. Valari, I can. I'll be like, great. Now I
but the
have to
worst thing would be
replace.
if it didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I mean, like, like that. Yeah, that's bad. I should say that. But when it does work, though, I have to replace an $80 blade that would be relatively new at that point, and I have to replace the aluminum brick with it. And so, like, altogether,
Hmm.
that's like anywhere between 150 to $200. So, so you
Fun.
got new glasses. That's
I
exciting.
did. I don't know if I like them yet. Nor
Why?
I've never done round glasses before. This is my first time. I usually do
Mm,
square glasses.
mm-hmm.
So these are new.
Mm,
Um they're interesting. They're different. I've used it. So basically, what happened was, since when I left ETC, I so like at the beginning of the year, this is really grown up. At the beginning of the year, I got a flex spend card. I did FSA.
oh yeah,
If
yeah,
you have the option to do FSA and you're not doing FSA, you are wasting money.
yeah.
Because basically, quick adulting lesson here. How FSA works is, or how an FSA generally works, I should say, is they
What does FSA stand for?
flexible spending account.
Ah,
And you can use it on any healthcare expenditures. And what happens, or like what's happened to me in the past, is the employer preloads the card at the beginning of the year. Then you can spend that, but then it comes out of your paycheck monthly, basically, or however often you get paid. It comes out for me, it's always every 2 weeks, basically. Um, and it comes out, and you basically repay the employer, but it comes out as pre-tax dollars. So
mm-hmm.
that means there's less money for Uncle Sam to tax you on from your paycheck.
Yep.
Um,
That's worthy of an
yeah,
applause.
yes. Um, oh,
Oh, hey!
I got it.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Why?
so We
why do you have a dolphin one? I'm sorry. I
Oh,
totally
no, no,
meant to
you're
go
okay.
there.
That's what happens when I hit the wrong button. So we were whenever I was doing the Catan podcast,
uh,
whenever we would curse, we would overlay the dolphin or put the dolphin
oh my god,
in like
from SpongeBob.
uh-huh. Yeah. So we would put I would hit the dolphin even though it would be too late, like we all heard it anyway. But then it would be easier for me to go and mark like so how the editing worked on that is
Yeah.
I would do the first pass, cut out all the breathing sounds, mark where
Mhm.
like cuss words were. So by putting the dolphin noise in because it comes in as its own separate track,
Yeah.
our Ben could automatically move really quickly and get the cuss words actually lined up correctly and duck it out and stuff.
Oh, that's actually really really cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
Um
that's
but
so
yeah,
cool.
so that's why we have it because we would do that. And then also because we played while so another tidbit on that was SpongeBob. While since we played Catan while we were talking, sometimes the games would just last forever,
Yeah.
or we would just get on a really big tangent of playing the game and just
Okay.
completely
Fair.
not talk about the topic. So what
Yeah.
we would do, and what Ben would do in that case is he would cut it at that point, and like the time where it'd be like 4 hours later or whatever the accent's supposed to be. He would slide
Yeah.
that in there for editing purposes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I just have it there, so that it was easy for me to hit when I needed to. But Rode actually added in a trash talk button itself. So if I hit it, it's gonna talk really loudly, and you'll see that but you couldn't hear me in that time.
Oh my god.
So like I was still talking, but it ducks everything out and just like plays the sound. Oh no, Phil has frozen. Oh,
Whoa.
there you go. You're
Okay.
back.
So no, I'm right here. I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't go in. Okay. Wait. So let me get this straight then. So like, if you talk really really fast, it automatically starts beeping you,
Oh
or
no,
do
I
you
have to
just
hit the
press a
button
button?
myself. So like I have the button here that I'm just hitting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you. I
Mhm.
forgot what you were saying because I completely derailed that conversation.
Oh no, you're good. Anyway, I had to spend all my ETC flex spend money,
Hmm.
which was like $1,600 whenever I left. So, well, so we have to there's health reasons involved that it's so high that are
Hmm.
so like there's a reason that it was so high. Plus,
Hmm.
the wife and I both wear glasses. Um, so the
Yeah.
deal is you only spend on health things. Well, we had $1,600 to spend at that point.
Yeah.
So we each got 2 pairs of glasses. Well, I had the chance to redo another flex whenever I joined the new company. And so we got more glasses.
Nice. I like the
So
round.
these are the ones from there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. My eyes didn't change too terribly much, but we'll see how it
Hmm.
goes.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah.
I think you know what? It's I how do I describe it? I mean, I like it because it seems. How do I describe it? You look more innocent.
Interesting. They remind me of Hamilton glasses.
Hamilton.
Yeah, because doesn't he have the round glasses in the? Maybe not. Maybe I'm
I don't.
lying.
I don't remember.
Maybe I'm lying. It's fine.
I don't
And
remember.
then I thought that they also like they were a bit chonkier. They would remind me of the Snapchat glasses
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Well, that I mean, like it's definitely not like round enough that it looks like Harry Potter glasses,
Mm-hmm.
which is that I don't know if that's what you were going for or not.
No, it was not.
Okay,
That was
good.
actually something I avoided. I really like thick
Yes.
frames, so this was fine.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah. Also,
I,
real quick to get back to
yeah.
queerness a little bit. Have I shown
Yes.
you my mug? Oh, you've probably seen it in Instagram.
No, maybe I don't know what's it called. I can't read it because it's backwards on the
Oh,
feet.
it says, "Hey, I'm they."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it's
Oh my
cute,
god.
and it has the
Oh my
little
god.
the little non-binary flag underneath it.
That is so dope.
Yeah.
I actually, speaking of queerness as well, I actually kind of came out as non-binary to my faculty and staff.
Oh, how'd that go?
I don't know yet because I filled out a form when it said what's your pronouns, and I just wrote they them, and I made it a post on our theater uh, our theater page,
Uh huh.
and people liked it. So I don't know if they liked it because they just read my feed and they were like, because it was just like a little bio about yourself. But I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, I mean, I came out as non-binary, and I plan to correct people when they use he/him because that's totally gonna happen. So
Mhm.
yeah, I was not, to be honest, expecting to do that so soon. I know that there's like a handful of theater teachers that knew because I developed a close relationship with them,
Mhm.
but I was never planning on letting like my faculty and staff know at my school.
That's
So
fair. So real quick though, that gets a air horn
yes,
when
thank you.
um yeah,
Yes.
no, that's awesome. So did you this might be getting a little bit too much into it, but I'm really
No, do it.
curious like do you think
Mhm.
there's going to be like any repercussions or anything for it? Not repercussions, I shouldn't say, but
Pushback.
yeah, that's probably a better
Um, I
way.
I don't think so. Um, funny enough, there's a surprisingly a lot of queer people, people who are under the LGBTQ umbrella
Mhm.
in my school, which made me honestly think about, I wonder how many queer people were when I was in high school, like teachers wise. There's a lot of queer
Mhm.
people as teachers and staff at my school. So I was like, so it's not like it's so like, I'm not worried,
Mhm.
I'm not in like bumblefuck Texas. I'm in Dallas, Texas. So I'm relatively in a, nice little blue bubble there. Um yeah, and I got a brand new principal, and not to say that the principal before me wouldn't have accepted. I love her; she's awesome. But
Yeah.
the new principal that I have now, she's like really, really open, and she really tries to make everybody comfortable who is non-binary, and like not even non-binary, just like anybody who's queer and any sort of marginalized people, and making sure that they're absolutely comfortable. I mean, one of the things that she mentioned was actually that like she she's trying to stop using the word guys
Mhm.
as a vernacular around her students, which is so cool. I mean, like I was not expecting that from
That's
a
awesome.
principal.
I like whenever I hear stuff like
So I
that.
yeah, so I mean, like, and like she actually kind of gave me the courage to come out actually,
Mhm.
because I knew that if anything were to happen, it wouldn't matter
That's
because she's cool with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, though, like I was never quote unquote in the closet. I mean, for one thing, my nails are painted, right? And like anybody can do like a quick Google search on me, find my website, and see, or any number of my social medias that are public, minus my Facebook.
Mhm.
That's all of them say they them or say queer people, queer person. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. And like usually when I'm filling out some sort of form or something like that, they ask me for my pronouns. I always end up saying they them anyway. So this
Mhm.
was the first time that I kind of was just, I said it out loud. I said it proud and said I'm not going anywhere.
Yay.
But yeah, no, so
Yeah.
it was very jarring at first
Mhm.
because I never had a problem saying my pronouns when I'm working in this industry, because one, I'm freelancing. Two, it's theater who isn't a little
Mhm.
bit queer. So yeah. So, but in Texas education, that was very
Mhm.
concerning.
Yeah, no, I totally get the concerning part. Like, I mean, I'm not in education, but the wife is, so it's very much a something that we're just a little bit like cautious of,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. It's just something we have to like keep in mind a little bit. Like, hey, we are still in Texas.
Yeah.
Like the big cities, like you don't think that there's a lot of homophobic, transphobic people. Like they're a lot more left winging than like the rest of the state, but we are still in Texas, which is not. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. That's
Yeah.
kind of what's been for the most part. But I think now that I feel like I have a very good, robust trust in my leadership,
Hmm.
that if at any point I ever did feel threatened due to my gender or sexuality, I would be protected.
That's good. That's nice.
Yeah, which I'm not this is just me, but I kind of feel weird having to feel like standing behind somebody to make sure
Yeah.
that I can be myself. I feel that it's almost a little disingenuous, but I totally understand why.
Mhm.
So,
No, I
but yeah.
totally get it. I understand that. I completely get it. It was a slightly big deal whenever I came. I made it more of a bigger deal in my head than it really was in real life. Like whenever I told my manager, because I was like, I really
Hmm.
want to put my pronouns in my email. So like at ETC, so like I told my manager and I was like, so here's the deal. And it's basically how I came out to like everyone. I was like, so here's the deal. This pandemic has given me a really cool time to just sit and think with myself and have a identity crisis.
Yeah.
Um, and at that point, I was
I
like,
was
and
forced to sit alone with my thoughts. This
basically,
came out of it.
um, and I said, so yeah, I use they them pronouns, and that's about it. And
Hmm.
my manager was like, oh, well, thanks for talking to me about that. I appreciate it. And she asked a little bit about things. We always had this great like rapport of back and forth. Like if she had a question about the LGBT community, like I would
Hmm.
be her go-to person to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, we have two other people on the team that are also in the LGBT community. It's not just me. So I wonder if it's just because like I'm like willing to talk about the issues with you, like the deal and stuff with you, like that you come to me. But I really hope you're asking them too, because I don't represent everyone.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Um, but like, but like she asked some opinion, some things and stuff like that. And then we had our so then afterwards, I immediately changed my signature and I put they them in the pronoun in there. And then um, the next meeting we had, like she was really bad at using my pronouns. I didn't correct because we were in the meeting and she was just on a roll. So I was just like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna correct you in the middle of a meeting.
You mean you
Um,
didn't just have a soundboard just gonna be like, not a girl, not a girl,
I know
not a
that's
girl.
like the. I should have just put that on a sound pad. Look, it's right here. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah,
I would have
so
loved
we but she called me afterwards, which was super nice. Like she called me afterward. Okay, so I say afterwards, hours afterwards, later that afternoon, and was
it.
like,
Hmm.
"Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Megan. This was like I am so bad. Like I just completely forgot and it just slipped out. I will try my best next time."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, all I can ask is for people to try.
That's
Like,
like
I can't do anything else. Like,
it. It's so surprising how much that's like literally the bare minimum of what we ask for people. Like, just
especially if
try.
you've known me for like ever, for like six, I mean, I was there for 6 years. So you knew me for 6 years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say, like, oh no, you're awful because you didn't immediately switch like pronouns for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh, you're trying. I appreciate you trying. I'm not gonna call you out in the meeting because I want this meeting done as fast as you do. So
Yeah.
I just don't want to sit and harp on it. And also, I don't think all of my coworkers were totally kosher with the idea or totally cool with the idea. And by the idea, I mean me. So I was like, I'm
I
just
was about
not
to
going
say,
to
you're
do
not an
that.
idea, you are a person.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm
Do
not going
not
to.
literally do not dehumanize yourself on our show, please.
Yeah. Okay. So they weren't totally cool with the identity. And I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to do my job and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But
No,
yeah.
for sure. No, I mean, I totally get it. I mean, uh, man, I remember when I first even just like came out as non-binary in grad school, and it was so embarrassing because my professor made a joke because on my resume it says I'm a lighting and projection designer that uses they them pronouns, and I have two first names. They're like, "Oh, you better watch out because if you use they them, they're gonna think you're two people in a resume." And I'm like, "What?"
Uh,
Like, I didn't even get it at first.
yeah.
And if you're just listening to this now and you're trying to scratch your head, what? The joke that he was trying to make is because my full name is Philip Augustus. That's my full first
Oh.
name. So it's Philip Augustus Costa Villar. So, and because I use they, them pronouns and I put that on my resume, and I
Ah.
say I'm a projection lighting designer. He's like, he made a joke that it sounds like I have two people in a resume. And he was trying to be funny, but he
You don't
failed.
joke about that though. Also,
No,
like,
you don't. You don't. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, that was yeah, that was another one of those little things that I'll be like, I can't wait to talk about this in therapy when I graduate.
Oh yeah. Because like that's
So
not. I had someone on the phone actually call, and like I didn't even understand the joke at all. Like I didn't even ask them to
yeah.
explain it. But like I had emailed like a support, like it was a support thing. I had emailed, and they called back, and they tried to joke about the they them thing, and I was like, okay, so here's your hog answer. Goodbye.
Wow, I know that's just such a like yeah,
Um.
it's so weird that people want to make jokes about it, and it's like, I can't, but at the same time, I can't say I'm surprised because cis hetero men make jokes about their dicks and say no homo to the oddest shit.
Yep.
So it's not really that surprising.
No,
Like
I
they'll
mean
be
I'm
like
not surprised that it happens. I
like
feel like
any sort of showing of like human emotions, they're like,
no.
oh man, my wife's leaving me. I'm pretty sad. No homo though. I mean, like it hurts, but it's like I'm not like feeling it.
And I'm like, you could have emotions. That's fine. Like
That's
no one's
crazy.
gonna think you're
That's
no
crazy
one's
talk.
gonna think anything different if you have emotions.
That's crazy talk. That is literal crazy talk. How dare you say that?
Completely crazy talk.
You're telling wait, you're saying that men can like actually express emotions and not feeling like it's like a feminine thing.
Oh no,
Stop.
sorry, that was the wrong thing you got from there.
Oh no. Okay. Good. 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 Here at Queer, we're very pro patriarchy.
Yes, completely.
Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. This is actually a podcast about pro patriarchy and how, you know, I can't even continue it. I can't. Thank
And
you.
with that, let me just play the outro music.
Well, that's it, guys. Well, this was a thrilling last episode of Queer, where we ended it off supporting maybe that one Trump supporter that's on our that listens to our show out of irony, or maybe slightly in the closet. Thanks, Ralph. I just made up a person named
I
Ralph.
hope, Ralph, that
Yes.
if you exist, that if there is a Ralph that listens, that was just a random name that was picked.
Hmm. Yes, Ralph. Yes. 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 So, no, there is, believe it or not, there is a topic for this episode today.
Oh, I mean, I like just rambles. That was a good one. But what is our topic? Because
Our topic for today is actually, theater is slightly opening up again.
for now,
So for now, I mean, yeah. So, we're gonna talk about a little bit how we feel about it, and do we think that theater should be opened again? You know, can we afford theater to close again? And why are so many people trying to kill us because they refuse to get vaccinated?
oh
So
man,
I'll start. Yes, theater can still be open. Yes, we masks should be a requirement. And yes, vaccines should happen. Why? Why is this so difficult? We don't have vaccination passports. They're called immunization records. Literally, we've all used them in our lives. If you've ever been to public school, which I really hope most of you have been, your parents and guardians had to submit them in order for you to enroll for measles, smallpox, um,
polio,
polio. I mean, the list goes
chicken
on. So
pox if you're younger.
yeah, you know, and if you yeah, I mean, so I don't understand how this is a difficult concept now. I don't understand how masks being a mandate is a difficult concept for people. It's called a dress code. Dress
Sorry, did
codes
I eye
happen
roll hard enough?
yeah, yep, yep. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand the difficulty. Just wear your masks, even if you are vaccinated, because the Delta variant. And now we're on like what's we're on another letter now. We even jumped a couple of
We're at
freaking
Lambda,
letters.
right?
We're lambda now. Like
I think it just
what
follows
the?
the. I don't know. I don't know if it
It's not
actually follows the Greek
alphabet
alphabet.
because after Delta is Gamma.
Oh yeah.
We're not even going in the alphabet. I
Oh
mean, like
yeah.
that's how screwed we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, if people would just wear their masks, like If people would have stayed home, worn their masks for this first like month, this probably could have been done.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
just don't understand why it's so hard. It's like none of us went to grade school and had to like follow the rules for like a day.
I can't hear you over my freedom. I'm sorry.
But my
Sorry.
rights.
I know, right? I mean, we make this joke, but we're in Texas, so
Our
yeah.
favorite meme right now is so whenever someone makes a joke like that, we always send the SpongeBob meme, the SpongeBob like with the Krabby Patty hat and where he's all like bent out of shape, and
Oh yeah, it was like
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly. And then
yes,
we do the capital lowercase alternation of my
yeah,
rights
yeah,
afterwards.
yep.
Um, okay, but hear me out. You are now because these people. I'm gonna go on a rant here.
Mm,
Because these people are like my rights. You are literally taking the right of life away from other people.
mhm.
Like,
Not very
and
pro
the
life of
double
it.
standards of these effing rights, like of everything. I'm gonna get off the soap. I'm gonna get off of the COVID thing in just a sec. One more thing though, my high school was fairly capable of sending people to the office who had holes in their pants, who had tank tops, and for girls who wore shorts that were slightly too short. Like, I don't understand how they can't enforce a mask mandate. You send them to the office, and someone has to come get them up, pick them up, or bring them a mask. Like, I don't understand. My mom brought me pants one time because I had holes like above my knee, above like the line where it shouldn't have been in my pants. Like,
I not gonna lie, I kind of thought you were gonna say your skirt was too high up, and my brain couldn't process Megan in the skirt.
don't
Like it
worry.
literally,
I have not worn a skirt since like elementary school. Like, yeah,
I literally can't even picture
yeah.
it. Like my brain just showed up like HTTP 404 not found. I mean, it is just not like it can't even process it. So yeah, no, yeah, I totally get it. I mean,
Like,
so good news is that there's a bunch of school district, which your wife included. She just told me that they're saying,
the
yeah, you know what?
county
I
is
don't get.
saying
Am
it.
I allowed to curse? Am I allowed to curse on this stream?
That's up to you. We can.
Fuck Greg Abbott.
For real
Fuck Greg
though.
Abbott. Fuck Greg Abbott. I mean, fuck him. And like multiple different school districts are saying, fuck Greg Abbott.
Well, and the deal was I told my wife the other day, I was like, if y'all all did it, like what was gonna happen?
I know. I
Right?
know.
Like if everyone did it, like what was gonna happen?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. I
So
mean, ironically, poor choice of words, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was going to say he doesn't have a leg to stand on,
oh,
but
just a
I
little
know.
bit, but that's okay.
I mean, believe it or not, I was just gonna say it, and I was like, "Well, no, that's not really." No, fuck it. Like metaphorically, he does not have a leg to stand on in
No.
this situation. I mean, like he just doesn't. I mean, like he can make all these executive orders all he wants, but like at the end of the day, public schools are different in Texas. They're considered
Mm-hmm.
non-for-profit organizations, that have boards and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fuck Greg Abbott. Mask
Yeah.
mandates happening.
Oh, I mean, I'm glad they should be like there is no reason I see for them not to happen. To be honest, like
Yeah,
mask mandates need to happen, like vaccines need to happen, immunization records need to happen. Like no one threw a fit before this time, but
yeah,
like something else that I thought about with the stupid vaccine like argument is like it's not safe. I'm like, okay, hear me out. So many people have already done it. Also, this vaccine has been in development for years for when a SARS virus to come in.
it's
Also,
because it was an inside job. It was a pandemic.
I can't. I can't with those people. I don't know how many videos I reported on my Facebook for people like sharing that stupid YouTube video of the pandemic.
Yep. I have somebody that I follow on Facebook who she said she was legitimately crying because her friend and her kids got vaccinated. Like she was crying because her friend and her children got vaccinated.
I just can't. But like it was in development for SARS for so many years, and then also if we think about how long it used to take vaccines to get approved, think about how fast technology has grown in that time.
Hmm.
Like we haven't had to we probably don't have to take that much longer of a time for things to get for things to get approved anymore. Just because like the tech is there now. Like the tech is probably there for it to be. I mean, it was able to be emergency approved. Like I'm sure it's not going to take that much longer to get like approved.
Yeah.
Like come on people. Like we have computers in our pockets that we carry around daily and can't live without now. Like you really think that testing hasn't come up to there, or that like virus or like vaccine manufacturing hasn't come up to there yet?
And you know what? Like, I don't know. This is so this is going to sound really weird for me, right? But this is kind of what happens when science itself becomes too transparent. Like this was a process where, you know, there was more or less a full transparency of how this vaccine was being produced, and because they are like now seeing the trials and errors that come with the scientific method, because everybody forgot that in high school. They think that science is an absolute, which number one it isn't. That's
No.
always been their whole argument, is like, we this is the truth until otherwise been disproven and
I
a
mean,
new
do we
truth
not
occurs.
remember that the world used to be flat?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and we have then become more educated to know, no, it's not. But granted, that's a whole other podcast that I had going on where that first episode, I just couldn't believe it. Like, all these people who are like, but how do you know? And I'm like,
I mean, I have a student who believes that the earth is flat, and I was told not to engage with it because if their family is flat, believe that the earth is flat, I could be encroaching on their faith.
I don't think that should be a religion.
I don't think it is a
But,
religion. I just think
oh
they just
no,
said that's.
dude, there totally is a religion like that.
Is there?
Yeah,
Is there?
my one of my friends in high school's dad used to be like that and used
Oh
to
my!
say that like the devil put the dinosaur bones in so like they didn't say that none of this stuff like happened. Like
I love this.
like they didn't
Continue.
say that none of this didn't happen. Like it just like it all exists. Like these things exist. We're not disproving any of it. They're just saying the devil put all of this here.
I just pictured the devil with like a burlap sack of bones. It was just like these dumb monkey people.
Basically that is in
It's
like
just like the.
and like my friend, I remember my friend telling me like this is also like pepperoni pizza was like part of the devil's plan. Like
Nice.
yeah.
I love it.
But
I
yeah.
love it.
Anyway, so it might be part of it, a part of a religion. I shouldn't say that, but
I,
I shouldn't be rude and looking down upon people. Like it's what they believe. I just have a really hard time going against science, so I'm sorry.
listen. I'm not gonna lie. It's really hard for me too, because like, so for those of you who don't know, I actually like to go very deep in like what's going on the other side. So like, I do on occasion read like stuff like Breitbart News and like see what's going on in Fox News, and I'm actually currently in several QAnon like chat groups and like Reddit pages,
Oh,
because I like to see what's going on here. So I need to know. I need to know what is going on. So, for those of you who don't know, this month Trump was supposed to be reinstated as president.
but that was also supposed to happen in May, I think, also, and in
Yes,
March.
yes. So now, now this is the new plan. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
new. Ready for this? Okay, and we'll get back into topic. I know we are like so all over the
Oh,
place right
I
now.
mean, it is what it is. I have a
Yeah.
cat yelling. So 1 second.
Okay, I'll wait for you because it's gonna be great.
I know. You want to
So,
go outside?
so in the meantime, yes.
Well, they wanted to leave.
But yeah, well, I don't know what to talk about,
Dobby,
folks.
come on, Dobby, come on.
Well, how are you guys? You doing all right? Well, if you're listening to this on the audio post recording, feel free to like us on our podcast choice. And if you wish to put a comment underneath that you feel like this episode in particular is very
Okay,
directionless, you would be
sorry.
correct. No, you're right. I was just talking to our listeners, our future listeners. So yeah, so currently their plan is right now
Mhm.
is that Republicans win the House and Senate in 2022.
Mhm.
Plan A. I mean, step one. Next, when they choose a new Speaker of the House, they will make Donald Trump, as a private citizen,
The speaker.
Speaker of the House. And this is what they'll do next. They will file for articles of impeachment on Joe Biden. The
And then on
Senate will
Kamala.
agree to it. What? And
Oh,
then it will
and
be
then it just
Kamala
does the
Harris.
train.
Yeah,
The
and
chain.
they'll file another file articles of impeachment on Kamala Harris. Thus, the next session would be the Speaker of the House being president.
I just I don't know. I don't know what to say to this. Like
Yeah. So, all right. So, sorry. I just this is so beyond it. Okay, so for
that's
you know
like
what? While Megan's processing their mind of this whole situation. So I'm gonna lift the veil a little bit. So we were planning to have a guest this episode, guys, and on last minute they couldn't join us, but they will join us in 2 weeks, and we will have a guest next week. So we had a plan to discuss a topic, but I'm hesitant to bring it up because I really do want to talk it up with our guests that
yeah.
we have in mind. So this episode is definitely more of a how you say maverick like cavalier.
Let's more fly by the seat of our pants and just talk about
Yes,
random stuff.
yeah,
This is
yes.
also a really good time that Phil and I just get to catch up and see and talk about what's going on and what's happening.
Yeah, I
Um,
know for sure.
so like this is it's great because like I still can't get over it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's so many things that have to happen
Okay,
for that
okay,
to happen.
okay.
Like, let's just assume.
Let me know tell me where you got lost,
Oh,
because it's the
I
fourth
didn't
week
get
plan.
lost anywhere. Like, I understand
Okay,
what they want to happen. I don't think it's
okay.
gonna happen. I don't
Uh,
think
uh,
there's enough people that would vote that way. But I could be
what
wrong.
are you telling me that QAnon supporters are gonna have to move the goalpost again? Because that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because then you're telling me that they didn't move the goalpost when Trump was supposed to be in a president in August, and that before that he was supposed to be the new president of the United States of the Republic, which was going to be a new country when they dissolved the United States of America. And because they dissolved the United States of America, all the debts would have been absolved and dissolved as well. So the United States of the Republic would have had no debt.
I don't
Did you
think
know about
that's
that one?
I don't think that's how that works. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I don't think that's how that works though.
Of course, that's not how it works. They're crazy people.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
anyway.
So, all right.
Wow.
I know it's a good time. So, so yeah. So, on that. So let's move on. So let's move on a little bit. So,
Sorry, I'm so like these people. I'm sorry.
uh,
I can't get
no,
mad
no,
at
no,
these people.
no.
No, I can get mad at them because they deserve to be like something went wrong, something did not like connect. Like I can live, I guess, with normal Republicans, like the ones that are like, I would be liberal, but I'm fiscally conservative, which
Yeah, like the Lincoln
whatever the f
Project
that
people.
means. Like,
I'm totally fine with Lincoln Project Republicans, like
yeah,
classic Republicans.
mm-hmm.
I know you're like saying a lot of these crazy things because you have a lot of radical people. So like, well, but then there's like Marjorie Taylor Greene,
And I'm
who
just like,
actually
what
believes.
are you doing?
Yeah, yeah,
How could you compare vaccine records to the Holocaust?
yeah.
Like I just
I
like you literally do not understand what is going on there. Like you literally do not understand the difference and the
yeah.
magnitude of what the Holocaust was.
Well,
Like
I mean, I'm surprised that she believes that it happened. Honestly, her track record has maybe question it otherwise. Another
oh
thing is that my former governor from back in my New York days, Andrew Cuomo, is stepping down.
yeah.
amidst a large amount of allegation of sexual harassment and sexual allegations. You know who also has all these things? Michael, Matt Gaetz, and he's still going on strong. Why is I gotta ask why are Democrats more consciously aware than Republicans?
Um, I mean, but are they really that much are they really that much aware though? Like the only reason I
I
say that is
Yeah,
like part of the reason I say that is because they still do it.
for sure,
So like we're
for
not
sure.
like they're not trying not to hide it. They're not trying to not do it. Like
But
they're
he at
still
least
doing
stepped
it
down. I
after
mean, like,
pressure and a whole investigation.
of course, no, 100%. But I
Like,
mean, like, so is Matt Gaetz. So did Donald Trump.
I mean, yeah.
So did freaking Kavanaugh, and he's a Supreme Court
Okay, but
judge
Kavanaugh
now.
didn't just step down after like everything. Like it
That's what I'm saying.
like like besides the fact that it was just rushed through you to push him in, like who thought that temper was okay to put on a Supreme Court as a Supreme Court justice?
I don't know. I don't
Anyway,
even know.
that was
I don't. I don't even know what to title this episode right
oh man, I don't know. Just
now. Potluck discussion.
uh,
Just bring in whatever in front of us. No, actually, you know what? There is something I actually want to talk
okay.
about a little bit. It's a little personal, but I actually don't mind talking about it. So, for those who don't know, I am in therapy. Everybody should see a therapist. They're fantastic.
I need to.
Uh,
Can you send me the link
uh
again to yours? I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it
sure.
got lost in our text.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't mind sending. I love my therapist. But like, I mean, like, so we were talking about specifically vulnerability, right? And like this, and like, why do we choose to be vulnerable? And so one of the big things that got brought up was, um, how do I describe it? Like, I am vulnerable, right? I choose to be vulnerable. I express myself vulnerable, right? And I'm open to people, right? But then he asked me, and it was really a question: why am I vulnerable? Am I choosing to be vulnerable for myself, or am I choosing to be vulnerable for other people? And I actually couldn't answer it. And it was one of those situations. If I can't answer that question, then the answer is probably the latter. So like, I was totally, because I found myself in the situation where I would only come out to people that I was non-binary, right? Uh, when they felt not alone, or when they felt alone,
Mm-hmm.
or that they needed a sense of companionship, right? Or that they needed somebody who understood, right? And so when my therapist asked me, like, are you, like, are you, why do you have a hard time being vulnerable? I would say no. I tell people that I'm non-binary or something personal about me, and they're like, yeah, but do you tell them because do you use it as a tool to console them, or do you use it to give yourself peace of mind? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, god damn.
Bringing the hard stuff out in therapy.
Oh, seriously. He's also the type of person that'll call me out on my shenanigans.
Oh, good.
Like, yeah, like he would totally
Oh,
just
that's
start.
sad.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm
My
just gonna
camera's
pretend that.
up like 40%, so I was trying to charge it at the same time, but
No, you're okay.
it'll come
So
back,
I, no, you're good.
I think.
So I believe in you. So yeah, I mean, like, it was one of those situations where, wow, like, yeah, I totally do, in a certain way, utilize my vulnerability as a tool,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of dehumanizing. And I realized, wow, I totally dehumanize myself on a daily basis. I dehumanize myself by humanizing my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes, and like, for people who don't know me or just doesn't understand what I'm doing, it's very disingenuous. because I'm using my vulnerability so they can feel vulnerable, so that they don't feel guilty about being vulnerable. That I'm selling them the idea that vulnerability is a good thing,
Mhm.
you know, and that is just as like to me. And I found out to me personally that is just as bad as like Ronald McDonald doing like McDonald's commercials and actually seeing him never eat the McDonald's food. But like he tells everybody, let's eat McDonald's. It's so good.
Mhm.
Even though that shit's toxic.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Ronald McDonald. I'm a fucking clown.
I
That's
mean
what I found out.
I
No,
mean,
I'm sorry, I'm not
if
a
that's
clown.
how you feel, then I guess. But like, I don't know. Like that's
Right?
an
And he also
interesting
tells me I
thought.
have like a severe hero complex, that I have a hard time saying no to people and this constant need to be there for people, which led me to this discussion of like, what's your love language, right? Which made me beg to question, does our love language stem from something that we lacked in our childhood?
I think it depends on the person, but I could
A
definitely see
hundred
that it
percent.
does, that it could.
What's your love language, Megan?
I like to give gifts,
Do you know? Oh, okay, okay,
but
okay.
but they have to be something like the person likes. So like
Do
I'm
you like
really
receiving gifts?
oh, I love receiving gifts. But
Mm.
okay, so I love receiving gifts, but I also part of me loving giving gifts is I just like watching people open gifts. Like it's the fact of opening the gift
Yeah.
that I really like. It's not really the fact that it has to be a certain gift. It's just
Mhm.
like if someone were to give me like a bag full of presents and they were just like rink-a-dink like $1 like keychains and I got to open every single one of them, I would be so happy. Like it, like I said, I would act the exact same as if I got like the new iPhone as a present.
Mhm.
Like it's literally just the fact of like opening gift. Like the wife and I had to have a discussion at one point. She was like, "All you want are expensive things," because like I do. I want to make sure I have like
We're tech junkies. I
yeah,
totally get
like I want everything has to be right, and I want it to be what I want. Like I
it.
don't want the off brand whatever. Like I've done all the research. This is the one I want.
Mhm.
Um, and it racks up to be really expensive. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, great. So then I'm like, but you don't have to do that. I would be perfectly happy with more presents instead of just one giant present. Because it's like
Yeah.
I just like the act of opening the present. And I like watching people open. So like whenever like it's like it we are commonly the house that people come to celebrate their birthdays for some reason. Um, we like hosting, so it works. But it's like, okay, everyone has presents. Let's watch you open the presents. I cannot wait.
You
But yeah.
see, I no, you know what? And I'm totally jealous about that because because so my new principal made us all do a Myers-Briggs test and a love language test, right?
Mhm.
So I found out. So I guess I always kind of knew already. So for one thing, like my top love language is words of affirmation. And like that is 100% me. Like, oh my god, like I will get way more emotional from a thoughtful card than any gift you can possibly give me. Like if you write me a card, oh my god, it hits me in the feels. I might even cry a little bit. Not even a joke. Um, my second is acts of service, right? Like somebody doing something for me when I'm not asking, or more importantly, actually, when I ask them for help and they say yes. That means a lot to me. I found out though, 0% gift giving. I'm
Huh.
not a big fan of getting gifts. I'm not like getting gifts.
Yeah.
I'm not big on getting gifts. And I think back to myself and I'm like, yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate. I'm not really big on getting gifts. And and I think about it and like Jen, my partner, like she totally loves gifts. Like she totally loves receiving gifts. So this is something we totally talked about, and like we sat down and we talked about like what are our love languages, because it was something that we want to be better at communicating. And the most common misconception for a lot of people is that they use their own love language to promote their partner, right? When that might not
Mhm.
necessarily be the case. So, like, love my fiance to death, but she got me these two things, and I knew her getting these things is what meant the world to her, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it just didn't hit me the same way. One of the things she got me was like a little leather bracelet with a metal band on it, and it had coordinates, longitude and latitude, and it was where to our first date,
Aw.
right? Yeah, and the other one was a small little heart shape token, and behind it was a compass, right? Saying
Aw. So
that,
they
like, yeah,
matched.
yeah, totally. And I was like, oh, this is thoughtful. Thanks. And like she was not appreciated that like I was not like emotionally, because it was when I was like when I was interning in Boston, so we were gonna be gone
Mm.
for we were gonna be apart for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean like, but man, I am so bad at like when people give me gifts. I'm so bad at it. I remember my mom even telling me when growing up, she's like, nothing ever makes you happy, and I'm like, that is so accurate. I mean, like, no, like, but the thing is, I love treating myself. I love
Mm-hmm.
gifting myself things, being like, oh, I totally want, because it's not every day that I get myself something really big. If I get something myself really big, it's because I really want it. I really do think I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like people getting me things because more often than not, they get it wrong. And it's so, I know it sounds very insensitive, but
No, I get it. I understand. I mean, I just went on the rant of like, I like my things. I like what I want.
mhm.
Like it is if you get like my mom, I love her to death. She has stopped buying me iPhone cases, thank goodness,
Yeah. Oh,
because
she
I'm
just
like,
kept on buying you iPhone cases?
oh well, in high school, and she's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, "Well, I really want this
Yeah.
fancy case. Like, I've had my eye on it like for a while,
Yeah.
and I haven't pulled the trigger myself because I need to work a couple more hours, but school,
Yeah.
like." And she's like, "Okay," and like she got me the Amazon one, and I was like, "Thanks, mom." It's like
Yeah.
I appreciated it because it was close. I mean, it was close enough, but it was just like,
Yeah.
but like, and then she would repeat the same, and then once I finally got like, and finally I was like, you know what, mom, I put a lot of effort into researching what cases are great and they're gonna hold up. These just don't hold up. They like because it was dead in like 2 weeks. Like the
Yeah.
case like literally broke,
Yeah.
and I'm
It
like,
did, it had something like a cute design on the back too that
no, it's literally just a leather like
oh,
folio case.
yeah.
I'm usually very utilitarian with my cases, and but like
Mhm.
I also like tear like I am like awful on my cases, so
Oh, for sure. I mean,
like
like
but
my
that's the point of a
my
case, right?
my phone case right now is literally held together by spike tape.
Yep.
It's,
I feel
you
that.
know,
I've done that. I did that in college a
and
lot
that's
more.
because and the only reason, and this is so stupid, because the only reason I don't want to buy a new phone case is because if I buy a new phone case, it means I have to have this phone longer and I need to upgrade. It's an iPhone 8.
You need to upgrade.
I do need an upgrade.
Just go on the iPhone
So,
upgrade plan if y'all can do that. Like
yeah, I think I do.
Katie and I finally
I
did it.
Yeah, I
I
got
was
to do it.
buying all the phones anyway every year, so I was finally like at like I think it was the 11. Yeah, it was the
Do
11, and
you
that's
have
what
the
we did
12
for
Pro?
our we did it for our first 1 year anniversary that year. Is we went and got new phones.
Did you get the 12 Pro?
Yeah, I have the 12 Pro Max, but at that point it was the 11 Pro, and she got the 11, and we and then next year it was just, and then this year it was just so easy when the 12 Pro came out because it was like everything was paid on time.
Mm-hmm.
So we literally just hit. I said reserve my phone. We reserved Katie's phone. It came, or had Katie reserve her phone, and it came in the mail. And then we shipped back the old phones, and we just keep paying the monthly plan until either we decide to keep the phones and we pay it out for 2 years straight, or we just keep paying forever and we get a new phone forever.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally get it. I mean, yeah, I know
And
I have to upgrade.
I
I
mean, at
mean,
some
I
point,
don't, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. So like, kind of go tie back to
yeah,
like that
sorry.
love language. No, 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 you're good. I mean, we could talk about tech all freaking day. Um, yeah, talking about love languages and stuff like that. Maybe that's like an episode in and of itself. Being able to become more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Check that off. We'll put that on an episode. Do a vulnerability check. Talk about Brene Brown. Have you heard of Brene Brown?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Ooh, I'm gonna send you a YouTube video because oh man, she hits so hard. She's a UT Houston professor in sociology, and she talks about vulnerability.
Mm. Okay.
She's super duper cool. Um, so yeah, so um, I think that really wraps up for today. We've been talking
Yeah.
for a little over almost an hour now, a little over an hour now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I gotta go watch reality TV trash. You're like,
Oh,
let's
what are
talk
you
about
watching?
vulnerability, and I'm like, let's go watch trash.
What are you
Where
watching?
we started Big Brother a while ago.
What's Big Brother?
It's CBS trash. That's what it is. So basically, they lock like between 15 and 20 people,
Yeah,
in adults in a house together, and they have to vote each other off one by one every week. Um, and you do different
that sounds trashy.
competitions, and there's a head of household like person who's in charge of basically the house at that point, and they have to not and they are the ones who nominate two people that go on the block, and then everyone else votes on those two people on who gets to be sent home.
That
Um,
sounds very trashy.
oh, it's so trashy. It's so great. We started that like we were gonna watch it from season one on.
Hmm.
I got really bored in the first couple seasons. Um, so we stopped watching it, and Katie watched it while I worked. Like the earlier seasons, but we started back on season 22, I think. Whatever came
Season
out.
22.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Um, and it's so like literally it's worth it to go back and watch season 1, episode 1, because literally the first 40 minutes or the first like 30 minutes is them describing what's going to happen and how live TV shows like that'll work. Like they go and they show you all the cameras in the house. They talk about like how it's going to be like how when you turn off the when you turn off the lights, you don't actually see like we still get to see things cuz there's like infrared or whatever, but like it's dark for them. Like they go through everything, and it's crazy like
Oh
to
my
think about
god.
how these type of TV shows just exist for us. Like we just take them face value for what they are, but like back whenever this was the first like reality TV show basically that locked you away. And like where you have like they have no outside contact whatsoever. So like I think it was either season 2 or season 3, I think. It might have been season
Oh my
1. I could be
god.
wrong. Like 9/11 happened. And so they had to decide as a production company, do we tell them, because there's no outside news, no nothing. They did. Obviously they did. Like they did tell
I
them.
just I can't wrap my honestly the
But like
biggest thing I can't wrap my head around is the fact this show has been going on for like
for like 20
20
years, I think.
years.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But season 22 was their year was happened during COVID. So like
Yeah.
they went in with masks on. Of course, once they were there, they got to take them off. So I mean, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Little did they know, nothing would really change when they got to leave. Um, um, but yeah, so that's what we're watching. It's a fun time. But yeah, no, it's interesting that if you want to know like how human behavior works, it's quite interesting because it also has that competitive edge. If you make it till the end, you win, you get $500,000. So like there's an incentive, but yeah.
How's your
It
hair holding up? Sorry, my ADD's kicking in.
it's not bad.
I like it.
It's
It's fade.
completely
It's
faded. I'm
fade.
gonna go get a haircut this weekend though.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. How much are you cutting off?
Oh, I gotta get like at least an inch and a half. Like it's too long.
Oh, okay. I thought you were planning on cutting till your roots out.
Oh no, that's too short. I can't.
Yeah.
It'll be in between.
Oh,
No, there'll
okay.
still be color. I usually just let it. So like how I handle the color in my hair is I let it grow, and I just end up
Hmm.
cutting it out basically. So as it
Hmm.
gets long, it gets cut. But I need to cut it now because I have a wedding to go to in a wedding that I'm like one of the brides people,
Hmm.
whatever, of in
The
September.
wedding
So
party.
yeah, I'm part of the wedding party.
Hmm.
Um, that's a gender neutral term. Um, so like I have to get cut now so that I hopefully am able to get it cut again before
Yeah.
September. But we'll see.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate that my new principal was okay with me keeping my
Nice.
hair color. Yeah.
Yay.
I'm pretty happy with it. This is definitely the brightest I've ever gone.
I like it. It looks good. I like this. It's like
Thank you.
sea foamish.
Yeah, it's called
For you,
Siren Song
for you guys
from Manic
listening for
Panic.
this, it's like a seam foamish, greenish, bluish, tealish color. How many
Yeah, I
colors can
mean,
I actually describe it as?
you could totally find it under my Instagram because I've taken enough godforsaken pictures of it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I also need to shave though. I mean, like, this is becoming super dysphoric for me. I'm not even gonna
Oh,
lie. I'm like watching
yeah,
myself in the mirror, so
I understand.
I get it. Man,
Yeah,
we gotta hang out soon though.
yeah.
No,
Well,
we can't because now we're back
now we're
in
back
like
in stage 5. So
Jesus
everyone in
Christ.
Texas right now, wear your mask and get your damn vaccine.
Oh
I would
my god,
like to get out of stage 5.
oh my god, we were even excited to like finally like come to Austin and like hang out, and then the Delta variant started kicking. I'm like, God fucking damn, we can't hang out then. Oh
Yeah,
god,
it's ruining everything.
it really is. It kind of reminds me back in like elementary school when like you know like the good kids are waiting to get out for recess,
Mm-hmm.
but like the teacher's just waiting for everybody to shut up so we can get out.
But like, and
I
then
feel like
like no
that's
one is, and you're just like,
yeah, you're cutting into our recess time.
yep, yep.
That's that you are cutting into my recess time. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're cutting into my recess time.
For real.
Megan!
Bill.
Where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, at Megan Wilson _ on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Ah, just gonna rub it in every time. And then I also have
Like
another
stuff in a
Instagram
wound.
for my coding stuff at mwilson _ codes. Bill, where can we find you at?
Check your privilege. You can find me on Instagram at Phil_Villar and my Twitter at Phil Villar. Because Instagram will still not release my handle that somebody made a fake version of me. Don't even know why somebody would make a fake version of me.
At some point, you just gotta get. I'm gonna say this every time. At some point, you just gotta get them synced up.
I know. I know. But you can also find me on my website, philipvillardesigns.com. And you can always reach out to me on email and all that jazz in the show notes as well. This song is written by Slim. She is fantastic. You can follow her on the show notes as well at Sherpa Slim. She makes fantastic content on her Twitch streams. She's been also doing a lot of Instagram live feeds too, so you can follow her on her. She made our theme song. She is super duper dope. And honestly, there's times, like I said, that I've always kind of played her music while like I'm just laying down and like the lights are dark and just josing into that, getting into that sweet mood. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you'd like to add, Megan?
No, I think that's it. And we will
All right.
be back at some point soon.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.